Gun Access by Anusha Budwani. Gun Access in America. The U.S. Congress has passed laws governing the possession of firearms, and Supreme Court has rendered decision in various cases. The nation's first significant federal gun control law was the National Firearms Act, NFA, of 1934. American politics and society have long debated the issue of guns. Americans have the right to keep and carry arms under the Second Amendment of the U.S. Constitution, and around one-third of American adults reportedly do so. At the same time, President Joe Biden and other lawmakers recommended further restriction on gun availability earlier this year to reduce gun violence. Access versus no access. The idea behind gun access is that the pro-gun lobby supports the right to own firearms and opposes legislation that would restrict this privilege. On the other hand, the idea of limiting access to firearms refers to the inclusion of new rights to current gun laws. The argument for stricter gun laws in the U.S. is that doing so will prevent gun deaths and reduce crime, while the argument against them is that it will prohibit law-abiding citizens from defending themselves against armed criminals. Gun controls laws make communities safer because the possessing of firearms is a self-defense measure for gun owners. Law-abiding gun owners continue to have a fundamental right to defend themselves from crime and shouldn't suffer consequences as a result of the acts of others. Social psychology. Social psychology is helpful in explaining gun access and concept of attitudes and how each side uses its own behavioral and cognitive traits exclusively for its own purposes. Social psychology enables us to utilize general attitudes to anticipate general conduct, which may enable the individuals to infer a person's preference for access or denial of access in gun laws. Social psychology. The peripheral heuristic hypothesis is one idea that might be connected to pro-access campaigners' theories. Pro-access says that their rights are being violated, which is the fundamental reason for their collective agreement. Additionally, they defend their claims with weak analogies that aren't always backed by logic or reality. On the other hand, the central systematic theory are comparable to those who oppose gun access. Argumentatively, anti-gun activists and many of their supporters have personal connections, and even those without such connections can relate to those who do. Additionally, they have strong, well-developed arguments that are supported by facts and current events in America. From a social psychological standpoint, the heuristic systematic model / the dual process model fits with this social issue of gun availability the best. Social initiatives. Even though it can be challenging to satisfy everyone, it is crucial that we come to a choice that will be advantageous to everyone. One strategy would be to educate the public. It is crucial that more people are aware of the issues surrounding guns and how they're being used. Educating individuals in various communities will help them comprehend the many perspectives and form their own conclusions. This will allow people to come out and vote for their choice, making it easier for the government to understand the voice of the people. Additionally, although background checks are already in existence in many regions, many of them are only weakly implemented. A better approach to mitigate the social issue is to implement more strengthened background checks, which will help decrease the availability of guns to criminals and other undesirables. Why and its limitations. Education and background checks would be the best first steps because we're allowing a reform of steps that have already been implemented and making them better. Education is crucial because it allows people to comprehend and understand, since many people struggle to establish their own beliefs. People might not be willing to learn and comprehend why it is crucial to be able to educate about guns and their access. Despite this fact, it would be an excellent initiative. Additionally, a limitation that would be argued would be, no matter how good background checks could get, they will never be perfect, which would beg the question of how effective they can actually be. Eyes of social psychology. I was better able to comprehend attitudes and behaviors by using social psychology. I learned that there are many different reasons why people perceive things the way they do. Even though it did not alter my opinion on gun access, I think that a better compromise will be possible if all sides of the argument and features are understood. Social psychology, in my opinion, would assist one side of the debate in comprehending the other side. Thank you.